Hello and welcome. Just realised that maybe I've left my audio on. I need to do a check, don't I? I need to do an audio check. To have been unprepared. Now, Trump, amongst others,
I do think that his
is completely and
ability
utterly
to
losing their minds. And while all this mind losing's going on and playing golf for 3 million quid a pop, well, it costs about 3 million to supply Meals on Wheels, but yeah, no, they cancelled that, didn't they? But Donald Trump, every time he goes to Mar-a-Lago and play golf, that's 3.1 million it costs. 3.1 million. It's just, he ain't worth that much. No, not as a person. No. We need to send him out to the wolves. In fact, it could happen. Possibly sooner than later. You see, protests, left-wing protests, anti-fascism protests are kicking off all over the world. And the latest ones happen to be in fact, they could have, well, in Serbia. That they do. And to be fair, I imagine that Donald Trump and Putin and any far-right leaders, Orban, for instance, Hungary, all a little bit concerned, you see, because they like to paint the picture that democracy has failed. It doesn't work, democracy. Well, the people have spoken. They are not, how to put it, particularly impressed. Well, it's a lovely little, how to put it, it's very pretty, isn't it? Well, each of those little white dots is a person. Others, yeah, in Belgrade. Protesting. Apparently, over 1 million in Belgrade protesting against Vucic. Now, and then we have the protests in Belgrade against Serbia's president and government. Belgrade, Serbia, at least 100,000 people. To say there's more than that there. There's shitloads there. There really is. It's definitely over 100,000. Descend on Belgrade on Saturday for a mass rally seen as a culmination of month-long protests against Serbia's populist president, Alexander Vucic. I don't know how you pronounce that, do you? Well, yeah, it's quite a few. Well, they're saying there's over 1 million now. I don't think there's over 1 million. I think it's in the hundreds, but I don't know if it's no, it's not over 1 million. No, but it's a good many. There is a good many. So large crowds of flag-waving protesters clogged the downtown area of the capital despite occasional rain, with people hardly able to move and many stuck hundreds of meters away from the planned protest venue. Now, this does give me a warm, fuzzy feeling inside. It really does. It means that good people are standing up for their rights. And it's starting to kick off in the United States now as well, which is obviously a good thing. So, hello there, Heidi. Hello, Buddy. And Sunshine and Pennyroyal. Hey up, Doug. Hey up to you too. Oh, crikey, hello, we can see you and hear you. That is a good start. Hello, Gingers. I hope you're well. Are you protesting? Well, set the dogs on them. That's what you do. Set your dog on. So, polar vortex. Oh, very impressive. Good evening. Yes, it's a very good evening. I do like to see people standing up for themselves. And yes, there's been a few protests around the world against authoritarianism, and it's yes, it is awful. And one of the worst places I think at the moment is actually the United States. We're seeing a change, aren't we? We're seeing a change towards some rather scary times, and as such, it's protests are kicking off in the United States in town halls. And that also makes me rather, how to put it, warm and fuzzy inside. Now, unfortunately for some of these Republican governors who are trying to do their bit, and tout for Trump are being, how to put it, belittled somewhat. They're being shouted down left, right, and bottom and centre. They are, and it's good to see. It's good to see people standing up for what's right. Because I tell you what isn't right is 364 million verdict in civil fraud cases, 2 million charity abuse judgments, 88.3 million sexual abuse verdict, 26 sexual assault allegations, 25 million fraud settlement, one fake university shut down. Fake university, one fake charity shut down, one convicted company, 5 draft deferments, 91 criminal charges, 2 impeachments, 6 bankruptcies, all flipping casinos. I don't know how you bankrupt a casino, I never know. And 4 indictments. And he's the President of the United States. What a fine example of a man, wouldn't you say? And they're all being, how to put it, put in their box somewhat. Well, a little bit anyway. But it's going to have to get worse before it can get any better, because although people are starting to stand up for themselves and standing up for what's right, it's not enough. Because Donald Trump's ignoring everything. And all his lackeys ignoring everything. All the court orders, it's ignoring them. There was 2 planes that were supposed to be returned. Court order. Well, that Trump's advisor geezer, I've got his name now, that Weasley geezer. He, they basically just made a statement saying, well, it was over international waters, so it doesn't apply. It's just bollocks. So they didn't return. And they said it's got all these cartel people on there, you see. Oh, yes, and, that's just, there's too many of them. With all the bit of the cartel. But look on the bright side. You can always have a look at Mike Johnson's face. That's bound to give you a warm. He's probably a bit warm and fuzzy on his face, actually. Oh, there he is. He's gone for the Trump face. Yeah, it's like, what's happened to it? I'll tell you, let's make it bigger so you can see. Have a proper look. I know you want to. There he is. Look at that. What the hell's going on there? It's either he's I don't know, a Trump cutout, cardboard cutout, and he's sleeping behind it or something. And then he fell, and that was a bit sunny, and he got a bit burnt. Or somebody's having a bit of a laugh with his makeup before he went on Fox News. I'm gonna make you look like Trump when he did the foundation. And it looks he's puffed up. What's going on? Oh, another wooden weasel. You know this geezer, right? I know it's alleged and what have you. He's he adopted a 14-year-old boy, okay? But that was done unofficially. It's not through the usual channels. I was probably lying up or something. So, I'll have that one. It's not quite right. So did Matt Gaetz. That's not. There's something not right about that, wouldn't you say? Definitely something not right about his feckin' face. They're in. Let's just get the chat up. So I'm bringing the chat up in my window. Pop out the chat. Do. Does feel more normal here in France, I'll tell you, It really does. And even that's not perfect. But, what can you say? It's absolute nuts in the United States. Okay, let's just bring that up there. That is it. That'll do. That's the one. And let's get rid of him. Oh, crikey. Blimey. I know to have the sound on, but there's no point. I'll just talk about Mike Johnson's face. But, there we go. Oh, no, Mike Johnson's face again. We want the chat. Oh, there we go. Oh, hello there. Hello, Mad Monk 33. Hope you're well, friend. I know I haven't been live for a while. I'm a bit off kilter. It feels weird. I don't know what. It feels a bit odd. But I don't know. The other thing that's been paying me off a bit really is something Caroline reminded me about. Is that when the Iraq War, Ukraine actually participated in the Iraq War for the United States. Did they ask? Did they ask for reparations? Did they ask for a minerals deal? No, they didn't. 18 people died as well. 18 Ukrainian soldiers died in, I can't remember, 2005, towards the end of the Iraq War. And where were they positioned? They were positioned on the eastern flank of Iraq, bordering on Iran, and they were getting shelled every single day. And as such, 18 got killed. But does anyone say anything about this? Is this ever a reminder? It was the missus that told me. It reminded me. But no. I think Trump needs reminding, and so does J.D. Vance. You know, VP, and, President, Vice President Donner. That he is. He's just unbelievably bad. He says so much rubbish. And even his cousin has been speaking out against him. And they're not derogatory, like, but I'd like to know what's going on. So, anyway, back in. Let's go into the chat. What's going on in the chat? Rubber mask? Who's got a rubber mask? Oh, well, I think Mike Johnson certainly has. Maybe it isn't Mike Johnson. Maybe it is it's one of them fake faces. Maybe it's face off. Maybe it is Donald Trump's face. Maybe he's wearing his face. It's got to be better than his chocolate starfish. Well, hello, Double Digital. Allshorts is new to this streaming thing. Unmute? I'm not muted. Am I muted? Who's winding me up? I'm gonna check now. Well, I'm not muted, you cheeky fella. Right, so where is the chat? What's there? Got a pass from the psych ward then. Okay. Oh, there we go. They look like the replacements from the movie Future World. Well, a bit like the Odyssey as well, isn't it? You know, that's that was a documentary of the future. Yeah. Hello, Joel. Hope you're well, my friend. Polar vortex. Aquaponics. Oh, okay. Bill Mo. Aquaponics. I'm currently hiding all the uranium and potash. Yes, you need to hide your potash, since most of it comes from Canada. And the company that exports to BHD, I think it's called, who exports to the United States, this potash is part of, fertilizer. They said that they will stop. They will stop supplying the United States with potash. They've got plenty of other customers they can send it to. Which I understand, though. It's adding tariffs and a load of aggravation. Well, then you're not going to bother, are you? It's not practical. So impractical. Holding on to Schumer as well. He needs to go. He's a traitor. Fancy, amongst others. Voting. Yes. There's AOC says that members of Congress who have won Trump-held districts in some of the most difficult territories in the United States, who walked the plank and took innumerable risks in order to defend the American people, just to see some Senate Democrats even consider acquiescing to Elon Musk. And AOC says, I think it is a huge slap in the face, and I think that there's a wide sense of betrayal. Why the hell would they have voted for that? That's just like, trying to save my ass, but they're all gone now. He literally walked the plank. Send him down to Davy Jones's locker. That's what we got to do. Oh, dear me. And it's these people, okay, Donald Trump, no boots on the ground, there's no American boots on the ground. There'll be no American boots on the ground. No. And this deal with Putin, no. Well, in fact, there'll be no boots on the ground. There's never going to be a deal with Putin, was there? Let's be honest about that. There wasn't. He's provoking, he's just delaying things now. And you got Elon Musk, who tried to avoid doing service in South Africa by getting himself a Canadian passport. And then obviously you got flipping Donald Trump, who claimed to have bone spurs. You know, both of them effectively are in the White House. Or he's got a little room somewhere anyway. And there's Doge and his 18-year-old kids buggering absolutely everything up. See, systems that's supposed to work together aren't working. And warning systems for, let's say, for instance, tornadoes. These people have died. Well, the first time I saw it, there was like 30 odd people died. I don't know how many people have died since I saw it yesterday regarding these tornadoes. And the warning, they didn't get warned in time. And it's not surprising since the funding is being cut from NOAA. It's crikey, what's that? Something oceanic. I can't remember the first bit. Something oceanic, something. And it's NOAA, all right? Now, leave it in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Basically, they do all the, they got like weather satellites and stuff like that. And there's the 12, I think it's 12 weather satellites, and there's about 200 deep sea buoys or buoys measuring temperatures and stuff like that. And they collate all this data, and this data is used by all sorts of organisations. They also talk to NASA, so there's communications with NASA and other organisations as well. Maritime use and aviation use all this data. It's all about predicting, you know, like futures in the stock market. It's about trying to predict the weather. It's very, very important to know this stuff. Especially if you're in, you know, if you're, I'm a sailor man, me, and it's like, you need to have some idea what the weather is going to be. Otherwise, you could be caught in a storm. And that's pretty much what happened. Got caught in a fucking storm. All these cuts is madness. Absolute madness. Now, they got, there's about 13,000 people that work for NOAA. And that, yeah, you won't need a Noah's Ark after this. But, yeah, there's 13,000 people work for it, and they were already understaffed, like most of these things. And in February, about 1,200 were sacked, and it's just recently another 1,300 that have been sacked. Yeah. And Doge's, Elon Musk's so-called efficiency. There's nothing efficient about that, is there? It doesn't work. They reckon that for every dollar that is spent on NOAA, $13 are saved. So it's a win-win. There was 27 climate-related events in 2024. And they reckon every single one of those events cost the taxpayer around $1 billion. Now, I know I've been talking a lot about the United States recently, and considering that I'm a British citizen living in France, it seems a bit odd, but there's a certain level of normality in the United Kingdom. There's still some crazy stuff, but none of it seems to be to this level. And I've been taking a lot of interest in what's going on in the United States with recently. I'm finding it absolutely fascinating how people's minds are turned into mush. Well, we did have Brexit, didn't we, in the UK, to be fair. We had a whole load of Brexit voters and now Reform voters, all with their minds being turned into mush. And Reform's going through a bit of a turmoil at the moment as well, with the MP for Great Yarmouth in a bit of a scandal. I'm not surprised, because I know that geezer, and he's an arsehole. Alright? Guys living not far, well, not in Norwich, between Norwich and Great Yarmouth. A much nicer place than Great Yarmouth is. Great Yarmouth is a dump. It's a dump. There's no money, you see. There's no money. It's like a lot of these towns, and it's like what's gone on in the United States as well. There's a lot of these states and what have you that got no money. And it's getting worse under Donald Trump. If you've got no GDP, you've got no money to spend. You are heading for a stagflation. Now, we had that risk last year, the year before, in the United Kingdom. We were so close. We had so-called, what they call it, well, wasn't a depression, but it was a recession, a technical recession. That's what they called it. A technical recession. It was basically a recession, but we're just on the edge of it. But the way they work the recession out in the United Kingdom doesn't make any sense anyway, because we didn't have any profit margin in our GDP. Everything was costing darn sight more to do, like it is in the United States now. If your GDP is filled up with costs to get the same GDP, more costs than what you had before, like for instance tariffs, and like for us in the United Kingdom, it would have been importing stuff from Europe. Now there was no tariffs on some things, but then you also had rules of origin and what have you, which applied tariffs, but also there's fees. There was technical fees, services and all that as well, that had to be added on top. See, none of this stuff is free. As soon as you put barriers to trade in, it's not just the tariffs and taxes. You want to talk about VAT? No, although Donald Trump thinks VAT is a tariff, like an idiot. All these things add and piling up on top of each other. Needless to say, it adds costs. When it adds costs, you've got less profit. Or less profit, you've got nothing to spend. When you've got nothing to spend, when you're buggered. And while we're going around constantly piling money into these corporations as well, end up using services to put everything into one place, like, supermarkets, for instance, the same difference. Profit margins all end up in one place. Maybe the shareholders and stuff like that, or pension schemes or whatever, but, the CEOs, what have you, and those the major investors, they offshore the money and stick in some bank account somewhere and never get spent again. So what you're doing is siphoning money, and the money doesn't end up in the system. And it's the same old story. And you got the Elon Musks, you got the Jeff Bezos, all these, they're losing money left, right, centre. Oh, God, yeah, Elon Musk, he's lost like 170 odd billion or something. Yeah, because of Tesla and the way everyone's boycotting Tesla. So that's all part of the protest. But there's world protests because everyone's, frankly, Europe and Tesla. Oh my Gideon, they are. Well, over here, it's like they don't want to come out anymore. I don't see any Teslas on the road anymore. They get vandalised. Good. Sorry, I feel sorry for the individuals who bought these things, but if you bought them before Elon Musk went lunatic, well then, quite frankly, I feel for you. But otherwise, you know what he's like, and he still bought one. So tough luck, huh? And if you bought a flipping Cybertruck, well, there's none of those here. There was one for a bit, but they got stopped, and I think it's had it. Oh, it had its immatriculation. It got revoked. There was one in the UK as well. They're not allowed on our roads, you see. They're not banned, but technically you can't get them registered properly. So, there's a bit of an issue because they're not safe. They've got no certification, what have you, for safety. So it's very hard to get them registered. And when you see that the body panels on the Cybertruck, for instance, is literally glued together. Polyurethane glues, like mastics and stuff. But you can rip some of the trims off. The little one will go over the windows. You can just get things like that. And you rip it right off. It's just flimsy as hell. Somebody shared a video with me regarding that, and I thought, blink now. And the wheel arch extensions and that, just ripping them off with his hands. I just think that's a little bit pathetic. And also they've got aluminium chassis on these Teslas, which get metal fatigue. It's not, it's not uncommon for cast aluminium, so there's no tensile strength. It just breaks when people are towing stuff with them, and the back end's falling off. Several recalls, but yes. Hello, Steve McGowan. I hope you're well. Someone in the parking garage at my flat has signs over her Tesla and put up asking it not to be vandalised, and she's trying to get rid of it. Oh. If you've literally got your like high purchase on or something, you got a loan on the car, and you've lost shitloads of money, shitloads. It was bad enough when Elon Musk thought, "Great, we'll drop it another couple of grand on that car. We'll drop it, and keep doing that to people who just bought the flipping things, and they're just losing money left, right, and centre. And then this, because Elon Musk's, his Sikh oil, Nazi. And it's no wonder, is it? It's still going to have to get worse before it can get better. People are starting to wake up, though. They are. In the United States, but also in the United Kingdom, in Europe, in the EU member states and further afield, people are waking up to it. They're seeing their rights being eroded. Their right to vote, for instance, being eroded. Their vote actually having some value. Remember Donald Trump standing there saying you won't have to vote again? People were blind to it. They didn't pay any attention. They saw it like a good thing. How is it a good thing? You'll go, hope it will. Now, inflation's rising again, and their debts will skyrocket. There's one debt in particular you should be very concerned about, and that is to be a national debt, because you're going to need more money to pay for services, etc. You're going to need more. Just even after all these cuts, you're going to need more money. And the problem there is the fact that who's going to lend you? Your rating is going to plummet. It's already plummeting. So where is the United States going to borrow money from? Now, we've got similar problems in the United Kingdom, but not to that level. It's about trust, you see. It's about having some level of decorum. Donald Trump's got no decorum whatsoever. He's a blithering idiot. And the attacks that are going on, like, for instance, against Zelensky, it was in Europe that was so frowned upon. There were some leaders that were outspoken about it, and some that weren't. And then you got those who are a little bit kind of sitting under the fence, somewhat, such as Keir Starmer. But give Keir Starmer's dues. He called up Zelensky straight away, and then they started their Coalition of the Willing, which I actually thought was a really good name, because it's a name that can encourage more countries to join. It's open internet, and they have. You've got Australia, you've got Japan, and New Zealand, all. But some are offering military aid, and other ways they can help. But I think we shouldn't underestimate the resolve of the Ukrainian people. What they have achieved is absolutely amazing. Their technological developments regarding drone technology. Now, somebody who flies drones and not aircraft and that. Oh, it's brilliant. They're literally launching balloons that are like aircraft carriers in the air. This is like shit, like, I don't know. Like Marvel stuff in it, And they've got these inflatable balloons, right? Put the drones on the inflatable balloons so they can get up really high, so they've already got the altitude. And when these Russian drones come over, the long-range drones, they then FPV fly the flipping drones off them. I think that's the kamikaze drones they're using, like the dart drones, and they're literally blowing up the long-range drones, the big buggers. That's clever stuff. And they recently just took out 2 rocket launchers, or missile launchers, or whatever. I can't remember what they're called now. But there's 2 of them on the coast in occupied Ukraine. And they had a sea drone with drones on it, FPV drones, first-person view. Basically, they wear bigger goggles and stuff, so they can see what the drone can see, and they can fly it. Anyway, they've got these FPV drones, and with obviously munitions on them, and flying them into these off these aircraft carriers for drones. It happened to also be a drone, unmanned seacraft, and then just flying it into these rockets to get the. They said these things are quite small, so they're quite hard to find. Even on radar, they're too small. So it's clever stuff. They're such innovators. And the United States military is now actually in not talks. They've got like what do they call it? Like a coalition, I suppose, a coalition of innovators together with Ukraine and the United States to develop these small drones. I don't know what sort of drones they're going to be, but anyway, military type drones. So they're happy to do that, aren't they? But then obviously give Zelensky a hard time. But yeah, they are clever people. They really are. And I think it's a case of when you get your back in the corner like that, when you get cornered, you're going to fight, aren't you? And out of that pressure and that survival instinct comes innovation. So yeah, I don't get me wrong, war's terrible, obviously. But I just want them to win. I might be a bit naive, but I just want them to win. I already do. I think they deserve it. Big time. But they were invaded, weren't they, after all. Anyway, let's have a look at the old chat. Let's be jabbering along and I'm forgetting about you guys and girls. Hello, Jack. I think the Ukraine's aqua drones were an incredible innovation. Most definitely are. They are such a clever thing. They're also in submarines now as well. It's just nuts. They're just so advanced because they had to. They've got a limited amount of people. They can't afford to lose them. So why not FPVs? And now they've just developed swarm technology. It's just happening so fast. They literally just developed swarm technology. I don't know how many drones they can fly at a time, but they'd say it's a swarm. So I imagine there's, it must be a fair old amount of them. So they can literally fly them all together. And within that, you can have drones that are decoys and that as well. So, the Russians don't know what they're firing at, if it's going to be the ones with the munitions on or not. And they're all literally flying together. Let's say if it's 100 drones flying all in formation, to their targets. And then obviously letting off their munitions. This is all to protect democracy. And at the end of the day, we know Russia's not a democratic country, is it? No. Not when you poison the opposition twice and then stick them. Oh, no, there was once. Then, oh crikey, Alexei Navalny. He ended up recovering, didn't he, in a German hospital, and then he went to Russia, which is a silly thing to do, and they arrested him, put him in the gulag, and he died in the gulag, which I think was a bit of a silly thing. The thing is, he carried on fighting, couldn't he? From outside of Russia. I think that'd be the most sensible thing to do. But anyway, he's gone now. But his wife is still doing her bit. His wife, sorry, is still doing her bit. But yeah, Donny is saying he's ready to send troops to take back the Panama Canal. Well, they've already bought 2 of the ports, haven't they, through BlackRock. Panama has actually just made an order for attack. Aircraft. They're not jets. They're prop-driven planes, but they're attack planes. They're very manoeuvrable. But they haven't got the money. They're not about to fight off flipping the United States, are they? It's not going to happen, is it? It's just I wouldn't be surprised he does it, And then what happens with? Okay, well, let's say, for instance, Donald Trump decides, we're going to remove the border between the United States and Canada, for instance, and okay, it's not a border anymore. The 51st state governor, Mark Carney. Well, what's going to happen when Donald Trump visits the King? I just don't know how that's going to pan out. Maybe Keir Starmer's a little bit had preemptive with that invitation. Each time it's all about fluffing up Donald Trump to boost his ego to try and get him on side. It didn't work, did it? It failed miserably. Lasted about 2 seconds. I've been there, done that. I saw the Queen. I wouldn't let her pass. I was walking in front of her. And she's trying to do that. And I stopped her. I did. Donald Trump, that is. Now it'll be the King. Well, the King's got terminal cancer anyway, so he's not going to be back for much longer. So maybe we can drag it out a bit. But then it'll be William Winter, I don't know. William's quite an arrogant sod, he is. The King's quite an angry man, but at least he does some good. I don't know about William, really. I'm not a lover of the royal family anyway, to be fair. But Donny is a peace president. Oh, crikey, give me a break. A peace president that wants to take over. He wants to steal Greenland from Denmark. Work this one, all right? So there's there's Greenland, all right? It was part of Denmark, mate, you know, and so Donald Trump has threatened to annex Greenland from Denmark. Yet he's pleading with Denmark. Can you give us some eggs? It's like knocking on your next door neighbour for some sugar. Literally, he's asking for eggs because there's a massive egg shortage in the United States, as you probably already know. Price of eggs and all that. That's the only way you're going to get egg prices down, is obviously flood the market with more eggs. But it's not going to happen, is it? And besides, the amount they get from Denmark wouldn't be enough to even, to service the commercial side, let alone domestic. He even talked about attacking cities. Oh my God! He's a madman. You're going to need to do a coup. It's all for their own good, says Gingers. You'll be better off, you will. And Canada, oh, you love it, you love it. Sounds a bit like blooming Russia. But now, listen to Lewis Goodall on LBC Radio. If you don't know LBC Radio, it's basically a radio station here in well, not here, I'm in France, but in the UK. And it's like a talk radio type thing, yeah? So, anyway, Lewis Goodall had a call in by what's his name again? Anyway, he was one of the ex-advisors for Putin. Oh my God, this man is so arrogant. He was horrendous. I thought myself, my God, these people, they honestly think this is okay? Well, they don't care, do they? I suppose that's the whole point. Let's see if I can find it for you in a minute. Not that one. Oh my Gideon. Oh my God, that face. Oh, Mike Johnson's face is terrible. Well, I thought I had it here. I will find it in a minute for you. But anyway, he phoned it. I was phoned in by this Russian guy, and he was very, very arrogant. Unbelievably so. Oh, here he is. Yeah. What's his name again? Was it Sergei? Yeah, Sergei Markov. Oh, there he is. That one on the right then. Putin's in the middle. Oh, lovely people, aren't they? Anyway, there you go.
Let's talk to Sergei Markov, former advisor to Vladimir Putin, also represented Russia at the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, joining us now live from Moscow. Mr. Markov, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, how do you think that Vladimir Putin is going to play the week ahead? Do you think that there is any possibility at all of his accepting a 30-day ceasefire?
Yes, of course. Vladimir Putin will be glad to accept this ceasefire for 1 month. But Russia already has negative experience of ceasefire with Ukrainian regime, which have been supported and still supported by Western countries. Minsk 1 and Minsk 2 agreement, probably you know about this agreement of ceasefire, and all of them have been violated by Ukrainian side. But most importantly, even not that have been violated. Most important, the ceasefire have been used, first of all, for full armament of Ukrainian army and recovering of Ukrainian army after military defeat, and mobilization of the young people to Ukrainian army. And leaders of Germany and France, Holland and Merkel, directly told that they are lying to Russia during preparation of this ceasefire, and their plan from the beginning was just to make Ukrainian army more strong. That's why Russia concerned that probably this ceasefire again will be used by Western countries just to make Ukrainian army more strong and to start the war again.
Well, okay.
That's why.
Is that what you
In
do?
which case, fine, okay. In which case, though, if Vladimir Putin is, as he says he is, committed to actually achieving some sort of peace, then surely the very last thing that he would be doing was preparing to open up another front by invading Sumy, which we hear from the Ukrainians this morning that they are concerned he's about to do. Do you think he will invade that area of Ukraine? Yet another one.
You may, your question is very strange. You know, Sumy is neighboring region to the Kursk region, and Ukrainian army invaded to Kursk region, occupy a lot of territories in Kursk region, kill a lot of civilians, and still even control part of the
Russia has
Kursk
killed
region.
Russia has killed
course,
a
it's
lot of
absolutely inevitable.
Russia has
Russian
killed a lot
army
of civilians, haven't they, Mr.
to
Markov?
Sumy region.
Russia has killed a lot of civilians, haven't they, Mr. Markov?
No.
What?
You know, the point is that
What?
for Russians, Ukrainians, it's part of our people. The
No, they're
relation
not.
between
They're
Russia
separate.
and
No, they're not.
No,
They're their own
no.
people. That's
You
the
know,
problem with
so
this.
kill
War.
your own people.
from our point of view, I'm talking about our point of view, not
Well, you're
your
wrong.
point of view. From our point of view, the relation between Russians and Ukrainians, it's not like between British and French. It's between
Exactly.
British and Scottish. It's British and English people. So it's part of the Ukrainians, part of the big
In which
Russian
case,
people.
why are you
This
bombing
This is
our
Russian
position.
propaganda.
In which case, why are you bombing your own people? If they're your own people, why would you bomb your own people and kill your own civilians and kidnap your own children?
It's exactly for the same reason why you bomb Nazi Germany to
What?
liberate German from the neo-Nazi regime from Adolf Hitler. And now you
So
may know
Ukrainian
that
kids
many-
had to die because Ukraine was in fact a Nazi regime. Do you realize how ridiculous that sounds?
Ukraine's neo-Nazi regime. You may know
Right.
that many
Except it's had a
Ukrainian
democratic.
Nazi,
When was the last time Russia had a democratic election which is considered free and fair by international observers? Ukraine has had
you
one
know,
more recently than yours.
Russia has main characteristic of democracy.
Right.
Vladimir
What
Putin
like when
supported
opposition leaders get
absolute
thrown out of
majority of
windows?
the people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
In the
Tell
underwear.
that to Alexei Navalny, mate.
The main hero of the current Ukrainian regime is main Ukrainian fascist, Stepan Bandera.
Right.
Stepan Bandera served for Adolf Hitler. Why you ignore the fact that Ukrainian regime? It's your responsibility. Your country is supporting this neo-Nazi regime. Frankly speaking, I think such your leader, such Boris Johnson, sometimes
say-
will be
Mr. Markov, Mr. Markov, you say that Ukraine is your people from your point of view. Okay, that's your point of view. The Ukrainians
Yes.
disagree. Is their view on
No,
that completely
no,
unimportant?
No,
In which
no.
case, why are they fighting you then?
no.
In which case, why wouldn't they just welcome
No.
you in with open arms? Come on, comrades, come and take Kyiv.
No. Ukrainians, because they are under the pressure of terror, of course, they are very much consolidated. Those Ukrainians who agree that Ukraine is part of the Russia, they are all in prison. If you will be in prison immediately,
Right.
you also will have no opportunity to say something.
So, Mr. Markov,
They're in
Mr. Markov,
prison.
Mr.
It's
Markov.
exactly what we want.
Mr. Markov, can I invite you to join us on Planet Reality for a second?
Yes.
Why would it be if, as you say, Ukrainians actually consider you to be the same people, Russia and Ukraine? If that is the case, why are hundreds of thousands of them resisting you every single day? Why wouldn't they just invite you with open arms? Is it not? Have you ever considered that maybe, just maybe, they don't want to be part of Russia, and that is why they've been fighting you for the best part of a decade
Very
and longer?
Very reasonable question, because majority is following the leaders. And in fact, we can see majority of the nation every time follow some political leaders.
Right.
And if you have all political leaders, all thousands of political leaders who told that Ukrainians as part of the Russian people,
Contradicting
all
claims,
of them
yes, you're
have
not
been
wrong.
either arrested
Terrifying.
or just
Oh,
killed.
so they don't understand.
can-
They don't
how can
understand.
they-
I see. They don't understand. And you're just trying to liberate them from the misconceptions that they've been told. Is that right?
We want to liberate them from terroristic regime.
By bombing them to
We want
bits.
to liberate
By
them.
bombing them
By
to
the
bits.
way,
It's an interesting
now
thing.
you're discussing to me. But do you know that American plan, which now given to Russia, included denazification of Ukraine? that
Right.
neo-Nazi organization
So you're
should
the
be
heroes,
prohibited.
really. You're the heroes. Then we
this
should be
man's
thanking
horrendous.
you for you. The Ukrainians should be thanking you
Yeah,
for bombing
absolutely.
them to bits.
Oh, Andrew.
It's exactly as Germans,
Right.
thanks to American and British
Right.
and Russian collaborating
Yeah.
of Adolf Hitler
Are you
Nazi
okay?
regime. Exactly, Ukrainians will be thankful to Russians
Yeah.
after Russian victory.
Yeah, I bet they can't wait to thank you. I bet they can't wait to thank you for bombing their cities to smithereens. I bet they
No,
can't wait to
nobody
thank
like
you for
bombs.
women who have been raped. I
Nobody-
bet they can't wait to thank
No.
you. I bet they can't wait to thank you
No.
for all the kids that have been kidnapped and their parents have never seen them again.
No,
I bet
no,
they
no.
cannot wait to
Nobody-
say thank you.
No, nobody like bombs, and of course
Right.
nobody
Vladimir
like,
Putin
but,
don't mind them.
nobody like bombs.
Well, talking about the children that had been kidnapped, there was, I think it was 4 was rescued. I think it was 4. One of them was actually a girl who was having treatment. She was quite sick, and she was having treatment in Ukraine anyway. She got taken by the Russians, and they wouldn't let her have the treatment unless she accepted Russian citizenship. Well, anyway, there was with investigations, what have you, and they managed to actually get them out of Russia. I think it was over in Russia or in Russia occupied Ukraine. Anyway, they managed to get four of these kids getting back into Ukraine, Kiev, and this was with the help of the United States in the sense of for investigations and research and what have you. Well, Elon Musk has just cancelled that research. You know, that organisation was doing that. The funding's gone, so they can't. You know, we're going to find it very difficult to get the rest of the get any more kids out. Evil bastards, that's what they are. But just like that Russian, he was pretty much repeating himself. And sorry if I mentioned the fact that he just contradicting themselves. That's very true. And also, somebody else mentioned earlier that it's not all regarding the United States and Donald Trump. Not everyone voted for Donald Trump. We know that, obviously. Just like not everyone voted for Brexit and the Tory party over the years. You know, it's just obviously a majority, or was it? We'll see. Maybe one day. But it's unfortunately, everyone gets bitten with the same, or tarnished with the same brush, don't they? And the United States, America is over the years has had a bit of a reputation of, you Americans, you're all crazy, you are. Yeah, you're crazy Americans. But when it comes down to it, not everyone's like that. Not everyone's a Trump. Not everyone's is MAGA. No. It's a mixture of people. The thing is, these people are the loudest. These nutty, crazy idiots. They are the loudest. They're just like this Russian. They just like they want to force their point of view over by just being loud. And it's the same with the MAGA lot. The same, you know, they just want to be the loudest in the room to spread their propaganda. Hello, Joe Paul. I'm glad I made it live. Oh, better late than never. Oh, someone mentioned Kipper. What, Kipper?
Kipper.
Oh, what is a Kipper? How about that one?
Kipper.
I was thinking of a Kipper.
Kipper.
I'm a Kipper. Hello, JBT Online. That's a cheap vodka dose to you. Ooh. Vodka. I haven't had vodka for ages. Oh, and still get JD in France at the moment. Yeah. I don't want it though. I never really liked JD, to be honest. You know, Jack Daniels is always a bit sick taste to it. If it's Sam Mash, it's got to be like something like Maker's Mark or something, you know, which is stronger as well. Look, Lewis, those people were taking skydiving lessons without a parachute. Yes, when the Russians come along and throw them out the flipping window to see if they can fly, you just got to believe. Scary and funny at the same time. It is scary. Because these people exist for a start, and the arrogance there, and my experience with Russians in general isn't that good. So, to me, he's a stereotype. I just I don't want to tarnish a whole population, obviously, but you know, a lot of them are really loud and bolshy. Unfortunately, a bit like MAGA. The guy's having a meltdown trying to logic his own bullshit. Like say contradicting himself about, oh, there are people. Also, you like murder, you like blowing up your own people, do you? You know, it's just, oh, it's like dancing around on the head of a pin. Is this a general on the front lines? No, he was an advisor to Vladimir Putin. His next advisor. Yeah. Just see why he got sacked. The guy definitely drank the Kool-Aid and actually fell into the pot as a child. Certainly fell on his bloody head. He did. But it's like, you know, it's the same with the MAGA lot and that, you know. You get these Republicans just trying to justify their point of view, and they're literally just dancing around on the head of a pin. Now, I want to know, okay, did Trump, did he start the tornadoes? Did he seed them? I don't see Marjorie Taylor Greene saying anything about that. No. The more they scream, the more I ignore them. Yeah, that's good policy there, Joel. It's just tiring, isn't it? You know, you just for something you don't want to listen to because there's no logic in it. And I think sometimes when you just ignore them, they absolutely hate it anyway. And my neighbour, French neighbour, she's absolutely lovely, don't get me wrong, but in many ways, but she is drunk the Kool-Aid and all. And it's when she said, she was asking Caroline where she gets her news from. And she said, I go on X. I get my news off X, she goes. Twitter. I thought, oh God, Caroline just rolled her eyes. She's literally just pro-Trump, pro-Putin. So they're here as well in France. It's not just in the United States and the UK. You know, they're here, but they're everywhere, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think Anonymous has done anything yet. if they are. I haven't seen anything that's happened regarding Anonymous. It'd be nice if they did, wouldn't it? If we see something happen. I want to know, alright, we get all these bot farms. I did a little video about this earlier today because my websites, I do have a bit of software on there which blocks all these, you know, it collates all the attack hits and stuff. And, records them all. And I must get 30, 40, sometimes 50, sometimes 100,000 hits on my websites a day. Not each, between them, around that. And usually it's China or it's Russia and all other countries and some African countries as well. And they're basically bot farms, you know, or people just trying to hack you. You know, it's a numbers game, isn't it? It's all done for software. So, why the hell do we do it for them? You know, fight fire with fire. I don't get it. It's just bombard them with a load of rubbish. I don't know. Just take up all their resources. That's kind of what some of them are trying to do, is just make the systems fall over. Just load them up with a load of crap. And they got to process it all. You know, when you mail bomb servers and that, and they just fall over because they just got hit with so many requests. Oh, that's very true, actually. Web Abu. Marine Le Pen, she got a loan. She was trying to get a loan off her father, but he refused. Basically, she had so much bloody money. And, he's dead now, isn't he? Yeah, he's gone. And anyway, she got a loan from Russia instead. About £1 million. So €1 million. That was back in 2017. I've got a date on there. Thanks for that. We don't do that because we're good people. The problem is good people get trodden on. That's how you got Donald Trump. That's how we got Brexit. Propaganda and online crap. Allowing people like Elon Musk to buy something that is really quite important. We don't want to believe it, but it is important because look what you can do, such as the Twitter platform. People should be organisations or companies like X should not be owned by one man or have one or a majority shareholder by one person. So they can absolutely fuck it up. It shouldn't, because people rely on it. There should be a democracy there of some description. You know, I tend to use Blue Sky these days. It seems a bit more normal, and you get fluffy cats and dogs on there, and a lot less Trump. But the crazies are all out there. They're everywhere, aren't they? You know, and it's oh dear, it's painful. How do we deal with it? You know, some more crazies. There you go.
Ukraine isn't doing.
I mean, we would both agree, wouldn't we, for a start, that Putin started the war?
Yeah, what I would say is that Putin legally violated international law. Morally, he thought he was right, and strategically.
But you would agree that morally he was wrong?
I know I would not agree morally is wrong. I would agree legally he was wrong.
You would agree, you would not think that a man who literally, as we speak, still sends drone attacks to kill Ukrainian civilians is morally wrong?
Oh, and you think that Ukraine isn't doing anything to the Russians?
Ukraine didn't invade Russia. Russia invaded Ukraine. That you wouldn't agree that was morally wrong?
Okay, all right. You know what? That is 3 years ago.
Right. So if we were sat in 1942, would you have been on the radio? I mean, we would both agree, wouldn't we, for a start, that Putin started the war?
Yeah. What I would say is that Putin legally violated international law. Morally, he thought he was right, and strategically.
But you would agree.
These people walk amongst you, you know. She's a former advisor to Donald Trump, Jan Harper Hayes. So she wouldn't agree that Vladimir Putin was morally wrong to attack Ukraine. They're bought hook, line, and sinker, aren't they? Just nuts. It's simple. People believe wrestling is real and others don't. WWF. Yeah, that's just so set up. That's so ridiculous. Why do people watch that? I don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense. Yes, that is crazy, Jerry. It's hard to look around soon as you will have 3-digit IQ these days. Ooh. Well, Donald Trump's IQ 47. He's a little bit higher than he had before. IQ 45. But still, he's still way down there. You know, people, TV, person. Oh, Roxy from the UK is angry. Oh, don't be angry, Roxy. I think about your blood pressure. Mine's gone through the bloody roof recently. I'm on blood pressure tablets now. I was having a regular blood pressure around 170. My heart rate was always okay, but my blood pressure's too high. But now it's low in the mornings now since I've been taking these tablets. I only taken the last couple of days, so I need to get healthy. That's what I need to do. And de-stress. This lady is a lost cause. Yeah, most of them are lost cause. There's no turning these people. You're not going to get to change their minds. They'll just end up going back under their stones eventually, we hope. You know, until next time somebody teases them out again. You see, it was Trump, and then Boris Johnson and people like that. They gave these people, and obviously Farage, it's given these people a platform. Elon Musk. Give them a voice. We don't want them to have a voice. Before they used to just hide in the shadows, you know, and just stare away because they looked stupid. Now somebody's legitimised them in the sense of these so-called politicians. Hello there, Lee Corn. I hope you're well, my friend. That's what Fartage wants, the UK, a batshit crazy people. There's plenty of them. Now, I've got a stout here, right? It was a block of ice. For some reason, the back of our fridge is too cold. And it's, yeah, there's a block of ice in there. It's still there. I can't get it out. It's a big block of ice. Yeah, I cut the top off the can. Get that out. We're going to waste it. I still taste it, right? I've always found it hard to word that Musk has ever. No, he's not. I don't think. No, he wasn't a genius. You're only as good as the people you got around you. And that's always what I've always told the missus and people who work for us and that when I was in the UK and had my companies. You have to surround yourself with good people if you're going to have a good business. As simple as that. And the same with Elon Musk. He has got really good engineers. And, Elon Musk, he's, I suppose he's got good ideas, maybe. I don't know. But is he an engineer? I've got my doubts. He's just got... People just got taken in by him. But, he did have good people around him. Unfortunately, a lot of them going to lose their jobs. Everything's collapsing around Elon Musk at the moment. And he's getting really emotional about it. Yet he's still doing the same stuff. All the stuff that people are angry about, such as the seagulls and stuff. He posted yesterday, and he deleted it afterwards when he got a load of squit about it. Oh, what's it he said again? He said it wasn't Hitler that killed millions of people. It was public sector workers. Basically, the people that he, his little Nazis and stuff. But for one thing, it's really disrespectful to those who did die. For one thing, and it's just ridiculous. He's quite literally the biggest welfare queen. Yeah, he gets 8 million a day from the state. Does Elon Musk? 8 million a day. That's nuts. That's a lot of money. Obviously, apparently just rescued those people on the International Space Station. Oh, dear me. Donald Trump took the credit for it, even though it was already organised and planned. Can you rescue him now, It takes months of planning, these launches. You don't just launch a rocket. They have to do training and all sorts of stuff. And then they've got to make sure the rockets don't blow up when you've got people on board. You know how it goes. Dear me. Who's Jack? Jack who? Hello, Jack. He's quite literally the biggest... Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 8 million a day. 8 million a day. And who was given the orders? Oh... To be honest, the sales hit was to be expected from America isolating Europe alone. Yep. It's madness. You know what's going on in Canada at the moment and the boycotts of American products. And the Canadian people, Albert's up and all that, got to give them their dues. I tell you, I've got a lot of respect for them, standing up for themselves. And Mark Carney, I like Justin Trudeau, to be fair, but although there was a load of spit going on and Pierre Plev was gaining ground, and now all of a sudden, because of Putin and Trump and Elon Musk, the whole thing has turned upside down. It just went full circle. And now the Liberal Party is way up in the polls against the Conservatives. And Justin Trudeau stepped down, but wish he didn't know. Anyway, Mark Carney's got the job. And he's a good choice. As a Bank of England governor, he did well. I don't think anyone had any real grumbles with him, to be honest, unlike this blinking Barclay geezer we've got now, Steve Barclay. Steve Barclay? In Bannon. Anyway. Oh, in the post Brexit, he put some provisions in place to help soften the blow of Brexit. Yes, the pound obviously weakened somewhat, but it would have been a lot worse. It really would have been. And it's still hitting us now. It's not very helpful. See, the UK hasn't got any real satellite systems. The only satellite system it's got is OneWeb. They only own 10% share of it. And it was going to be part of the Galileo, which had already spent €9 billion euros in developing the Galileo system, which is the new European GPS system. And then the OneWeb system, which they bought, was an internet flipping, a bit like SpaceLink. Where they thought they're buying a flipping GPS, but they didn't. They bought an internet flipping satellite system. And that was from the advice of, and I forgot his name now. Oh my God! God, I forgot his. Come to me a minute. Oh, an advisor to Trump who always stood in the corner with his whiteboard. Oh. Little Weasley geezer. Drive-through eye test. Anyway, whatever. So anyway, it all went tits up. Like everything. Party will cannibalise him immediately. What was it? Trump may save our country from Pierre. Trump may save our country from Pierre Palev. Well, I don't think Pierre Palev he's not gonna win now, is he? Now Mark Carney, he's with speeches and what have you, I think he's doing well. I think he's gonna do really well. And he obviously knows economics. He knows what to do. He's a clever geezer. Dominic Cummings, that's it. Thanks for that. Yes, Career Library, because I was kind of losing my plot then. Yeah. I've got 5 more hours and I get flipping brain fog. I know what it is, I just can't get off. It's off tip of my tongue, if you know what I mean. Demonic scummings. Very good. Demonic scummings. Oh, crikey. I love the interpretation of Dominic Cummings or demonic scummings on the spitting image. It's like the evil wizard. It's just, yeah. It was drive-through eye test when he went to it's his parents, didn't he? And his parents got his cottage on their land as well. Didn't even have planning permission, and all sort of a bit tits up. Yeah, Dominic Cummings. Anyway, he's the one who advised to buy this satellite system, which wasn't even the right satellite system. This is how stupid these people are, These are politicians. These aren't technical people. They don't know what they're doing. They really don't know what they're doing. So, if you go to a plumber's merchant, it's quite a good idea to have people who were plumbers, maybe retired plumbers, behind the counter, so they know what you're asking for. You've got the right people doing the job. You're not going to want a baker, are you? A boulanger or something. People who baked bread to deal with your plumbing parts. No. Although I suppose you could have a plumber in a sex shop. I don't know. Maybe. Crazy Trump is looking at the UK and Ireland as a potential US states as well. Well, whatever one comes first, or depending whether it's going to be the 51st or the 52nd or the 53rd state of the United States. Going to try and take over the world. Well, so everything is about Denmark. In the day, aren't they NATO members? What happens if you attack, and if you're in NATO and you're attacking a NATO member? Like, for instance, annexing Greenland. Now, watching the chief of NATO, Mark Rutte, was the president of the Netherlands. Was it president or was it prime minister in the Netherlands? I can't remember now. You got a royal family, didn't you, in the Netherlands? You got a royal family? I work in royal family anyway. Anyway, he's listening to him with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump was going on about Greenland. Okay, he said you need to keep the NATO out of this, but listen to he really suckled on that old chocolate starfish. He really did. I know you got to try and appease Trump, but that was ridiculous. it was painful. It's like you got all fours, you know. Oh, dear. Can a health minister not be a doctor? A doctor could be a health minister. Maybe. Scummings had been shaking hands with himself too much and needed an eye test. Did he squirt himself in the eye? Oh, is that pink guy? Well, and what about Alaska? Oh, crikey, that's a good point. Alaska as well. Oh, talking about Alaska, they're talking about charging tolls, aren't they, for truckies and what have you. He didn't know Ireland is in the EU. Oh my god. And you got people, Southern Ireland. You mean Ireland or Southern Ireland? That's one way of pissing off the Irish. Call it Southern Ireland. Yeah. Or ear. Let's call it ear. That sounds a bit more to the point. Anyway, Ireland or ear. Well, it won't be long before Northern Ireland will be a part of it. You know, it'll be unified. Be the breaking up of the United Kingdom. Scotland will have its, have its independence. And they're not going to build a wall. No. They're going to build a canal. Right through on the border. That's what Scotland needs to do. Build a canal. It's a border where there's big rocks, like mountains. It'll be very deep. It'll be like Caledonia. Has anyone sailed through the Caledonia? I have. Through the Caledonian Canal. There's parts of that canal, and you're literally going through that canal, and it's literally like sheer rock either side of it. Just, it's like, it's actually quite amazing to see. Went to, I can't remember what it's called now. Oh, there's a whiskey museum there. Trump will gift Alaska to Putin. Oh my giddy aunt. It's going to make a great Canadian territory, as it should. Like calling a Scotsman English. Really bad idea. Call you British though. Yeah, maybe that's an insult, really. Oh, the great Canadian territory. Oh. The Scottish Wall will be a lot of pale Scots rising up to the moment and raising their kilts. It'll be like Up the Kaiser. A Carry On film where they lift their kilts and show the bits. That's why they're fair, the Scots, you see. Scary, I tell you. You not see that flippin' thing? This one-eyed snake staring you clear in the face. It's enough to distract anybody. Blimey. How most wars are won. These. Right. Musk is an alien. Well, he is an alien. Yes. He's an illegal alien. Oh, that's what you said. Sorry. John. Barnard Castle. That's it. Yeah, the Barnard Castle. But he stopped on the way back to test his eyesight or something before he drove all the way home. Sell us all this stuff in the rose garden. It's just that was the most bizarre statement. Anyway, if anyone knows, there's Dominic Cummings, who's an advisor to
Kipper.
to him, Boris Johnson, and he broke the lockdown rules to go and see his father with the kids and that, with his son. So he drove up there anyway. He got found out. He said, "Oh no, yeah, you shouldn't be here." Anyway, he got found out, and he had to try and explain himself. And he's basically said he's very sick or something about being ill and what have you. So we drove up there. It's like 2.5, 3 hours away. If not longer. It's a long way away anyway. Maybe longer than that, I don't know. I don't think he drove from London, didn't he? So it'd be longer than that. Oh, anyway, he made some ridiculous excuses regarding eye tests and his eyes and just ridiculous. He still drove though. Crazy Trump is looking at the UK. Oh yes, I've done that already. There we go. Some of my greatest loves were Scots, says Jack. What a ginger! No, it is when you take the mick out of gingers. Is that racist? Because someone said to me when I was taking the mick out of them for being a gammon, they said yes, racist. You know, that's racist. They clearly haven't got a clue what it means by being gammon. Just like those who got a clue about being woke. To me, being woke is just someone who's aware of other people's and making sure you don't do wrong by people. You know, being aware of other people's feelings and also their health and that as well. And obviously, you don't bash with their head with a 2x4 with a nail in it, do you? You know, it's kind of a bit woke, isn't it? You know, or maybe providing traffic lights so people don't get run over by cars. Was that socialist? I don't know. It's just daft. It's just daft. It's been appropriated anyway as black term, but same old story, isn't it? You know, it's just been weaponised by the right wing, and it's just ridiculous. And that'll be funny if you're not woke. It means you'd rather see your family maybe have harm by others. It doesn't make any sense. None of this stuff makes any sense. Why would you be anti-woke unless you want everyone to have pain? Musk could move to Mars, where he can be the smartest person on the planet with a burnt-off face. Yes, explode inside his little helmet. It's a one-way trip. And as soon as the corporations decide that you're not worth it, they'll stop sending you food, because you're not going to grow any there, are you? You can be relying on everything being brought to. The idea to go to Mars is bollocks. It really is. If you survive the journey there, you're not going to survive it back. You'll be too old. Well, it's simply not being asleep. Yeah, that's called being awake. Oh, dear. Yep, short and fraud. That is. Woke is the pan. That's a wok. When a nice Chinese guy cooks my rice, such a nice guy he is. And that seems to annoy the woke users, it seems. That's why I repeat it to them. Wind them up. That's what you got to do. Oh, you got... Yeah, I'm glad you feel that. And hello there. Is it Halo? Or H4LOO? Yeah, no, the thing is, you see, if you don't joke about this stuff, and some of this stuff is grim. Let's be honest, a lot of it is really grim. And if you don't try and see the fun side, you're just going to be depressed all the time. And I'll be honest with you, when I do the research, I've said this before, it gets me down. And when you've got fibromyalgia, I don't know if you're it's a strange condition. It affects your whole nervous system, which also affects you can suffer from anxiety and all that sort of stuff. It just helps me deal with it. And when you're constantly researching this stuff, it does get you down. Some of it is dark. Really dark. I think, how can people be so horrendous and want to be so horrible, you know? And what gets me is, it seems to me that most of it's the evangelical types. They seem to be the worst. You know, I'm not going to say everyone. I'm not saying everyone who follows, the writings of the Bible, Islam, or whatever religion you like. I'm not going to say that all religion's bad. I don't see why we need it. I don't see why you can't do right by people just by being somewhat decent, not do harm to others. You don't need to follow religion to do that. You really don't. Now, I don't set out to hurt people. I don't set out to well, I do upset people, but there you go. I just want to get the point across. And sometimes I'll take the mick out of people. Well, that's not quite the same as... Well, I'm not going to go and punch someone in the face. I'm not going to yell in somebody's face and try to shout them down constantly, like these flipping right-wing nutjobs seem to want to do. I think they're lost. I think a lot of them are lost. And I don't think they've got any love in them. They're not loving them at all. So I think sometimes you have to have a bit of a joke and a laugh about some of this stuff. Not because it's necessarily because it's funny, but just trying to take the mick out of it. And out of the people actually saying it. I think that's the thing, is we got people like Donald Trump, not going to go about his chocolate starfish, or President Donald Trump, or something like that. It's just to try and get a little another take to it. You know, it's just another. I give it an atmosphere, a bit of fun. Just it makes me laugh anyway, so it's all right, isn't it? My poor missus, I'll tell you, because I'm always messing about with her as well. But it's who I am, It's who I've always kind of been. But I do get down. I get this. There's times and sometimes I've shared videos on here, but when I've been a bit on the downside about various things, and it gets you. And sometimes you just got to talk about it, just get it out of you. But it's if we don't laugh about some things, we'll just spiral into depression, won't we? We really will. And it is seeing the world fall apart around you, and people that you once loved and maybe a little bit apprehensive about now, and like my neighbour, my French neighbour, and she's lovely to us, but she believes all this stuff. Cloud cuckoo land, She's an anti-vaxxer as well. I'm sure she thinks the earth is flat. But these people get lost. They get drawn into this stuff. All these lies and mistruths, and then you've got the worst lies are the ones that are kind of be shrouded in a bit of truth, and that's how they win people over, because they know a bit of truth. They assume everything that's true. You could argue that the Tate brothers do that. Andrew Tate. It's nice to see that he's going to court again though, in Florida, which is pretty cool. But it's these people have a little bit of truth to win people over and then brainwash you. And some people are easy to sucker. They really are. And don't get me wrong, there's stuff on the right that I agree with, and there's obviously more stuff on the left that I agree with. You don't have to be one side or the other. There's some nuances there. There's some things we can shake our hands on and actually say, yeah, okay, I understand that. But the other stuff, oh my God, what, you want the Kool-Aid? Yeah, it's just crazy. A lot of it is just crazy. And you wonder to yourself why these people get taken in by it. And when I see things like, I don't know, I managed to find an article about this, there we go, regarding Ukraine and how Ukraine fought alongside United States in Iraq, but yet they never demanded any minerals. If I come down here, let me show you. Come right down here. These are the names of those who lost their lives. They lost their lives in 2005. That's when Ukraine decided to pull out. They left at that point. So they went over there in the pretense of it being a peacekeeping mission, but it wasn't. They were made to go on missions and what have you, because obviously they were getting instructions from the United States. So yeah, they all lost their lives for what? And to say that this guy here, this 24-year, he's the first one to get killed. But to say that the way Volodymyr Zelensky was trodden on, ambushed in the White House. The people in the White House should know this stuff. They really should, There's no excuse. There's no excuse at all. They deport Jesus. They got their new Jesus now, haven't they? They got their Donald. Yeah. They deport Jesus because they realise he ain't white. Oh, we seem to be big fans here. Big fans and big fans. Nice. I'll check. What's that going on there? Oh, my woodworking channel. Yeah. Now we're starting the videos on the woodworking channel again. What I've been doing is, while I've been trying to get my head around it, I've put an extension onto an extension. Basically, where my room is, where we're going to create channels, where I've got my lasers and stuff, I've created another room so I can actually do my short videos from the woodworking channel in. That's not really cool, and that's where I've been doing the videos for this channel as well, in this little room, because I can. It's fairly soundproof in there. and I don't get Caroline fudding around the house, or anyway, it's in my workshop anyway. And also I got my lighting. I'm just playing about with it at the moment, and the audio's all in there regarding the little microphones and stuff. And I don't want to take up space on the. I don't have to take up space on the bench because I'm working on the bench in the main workshop, which I will be making videos about as well. But yeah, I haven't uploaded many videos onto my woodworking channel for a few weeks since I lost my dog. So it's kind of like, you know, I was a bit hit by that. I'll be able to be honest with you. I still am, you know. My little Wally dog. Their truth is, yeah, it's just twisted beyond belief. It certainly is. It's some alternative truth. It certainly is an alternative truth. Here's Joel. What they want and money. I love to talk about what Jesus did to the sellers in the temple. What kind of woodwork do I do? I'm an architectural woodworker. That's what I do for my work. So I make windows, doors, old type style stuff, you know, all rebated and not stormproof profiles, got big joint stuff. And that's what I tend to do. But I do all sorts in the workshop. You know, I've been doing it since '89, so I've been doing it a long, long time as a business. And then I was like that as a kid. Dad was Dad's a boat builder, you know. And I used to work on the boats as well, so I've got a bit of a broad knowledge of woodworking. And I love proper tools, old proper tools, stuff with sharp edges. I keep cutting my bloody self on. Yeah, and I'm doing quite well at the moment. Well, bird boxes have now got loads of birds are now going into the bird boxes, the bird houses, which is pretty darn cool. So I'll be uploading some videos on that because we've got the camera set up at the moment. I love Press Dum Dum. President Dum Dum. Donald Trump. Oh, just have a laugh, ain't you? You know, you just get sad. You really would. Oh God, Pete Hegseth. Oh my giddy aunt. Literally has Crusader tattoos on his chest. He does. It's just also on the Proud Boys as well, isn't it? You know, they got that on their website. He is horrendous. They are literally fascist Nazis, aren't they? Zealots. I love to quote the Bible to them and show them that they are quoting out of context. Everything's out of context as far as those lot are concerned. Catholic education here. I try to avoid it as best that I can. I don't need it. I don't need. Caroline's Catholic, what have you. She believes there's something there, but she's not really a practicing Catholic thing, thankfully. But whenever we go to church, she always got like candles and stuff. I go there because I like the architecture, you know, and the skills involved in, you know, I used to carve poo ends and stuff in renovation projects on churches and stuff, and so did my father, and do the old Tudor roses and stuff. You know, it's lovely old stuff, you know. And I have to admit that, yeah, the old with the old English oak was fantastic. I'd love you to work with. What would Jesus do seems to have a different meaning these days, yeah. Well, I know what they wouldn't do is maybe they wouldn't abuse little boys. Like, what's that? What happened, well, was it yesterday? Fire station chief got arrested, and a Republican geezer got arrested for sharing pictures of little boys. You know, and these all the God-fearing people, apparently evangelical types. They're the worst. They're the worst. They're all part of these sex rings and what have you. They go on about the Democrats. They're drinking the blood. They are. They're drinking the blood of the babies. Yeah. They're the vampires. They are. The vampires, says Roxanne. Oh, my God. And yet, the ones that are the flippin' sex offenders seems to be the Republicans. You obviously get on Democrats as well, but not to the same degree. You know, it's the same in the United Kingdom with the Conservatives. How many Conservatives got locked up because they were sex offenders? You know? Several Conservatives, in fact. I can't remember the names. One's got an Asian name. Another one was, oh, crikey, Dover MP. I've got his name now. His missus is an absolute crazy as well. She's also an MP. Or was, not now. Don't become. Oh, Joe was an altar boy. Ooh. And a musician in church until one day I played the evil one by Venom in a church contest. Oh, my father laughed and Mum dramatically stared at me. But my oh, that was brilliant. You like your metal? Oh, that'd be brilliant, that would. And BBC presenters, yeah, good point. That's again, that's little boys and what are you? Oh crikey. About 35 grand in selling images to oh crikey, what's his name now? Oh crikey. Oh, Elfico, that's it, yeah. Elfic. Gosh, she's a lunatic, that one is. And her husband, who was he was in prison. And she backed him up. It's just nuts. Hello, Marianne. Hello, everyone from Amsterdam, Ontario, in Canada. My son has gone on holiday. I can't remember where it is now. In Canada this year. He's been there before because his wife's father lives in Canada. He's English, but he's they moved to Canada because their mother-in-law's job in the police force in Canada. They love it there, you know. It's just like a normal place, Canada, doesn't it? It just seems calm. And now you got all this. It's like that's where the normal people are. And then you go over the border, and you got all these crazies. Not all of them, obviously. To be fair, that's not like someone mentioned earlier. Not everyone voted to like Donald Trump or believing in that stuff. There are normal people in the United States. Let's be fair to that. I stop at the book, just the book. Men wrote it. No need to argue its contents, but they don't practice what they claim to follow. Slap it with them. Yes, it's like Donald Trump with his Bible, the Trump Bible, right? And it's not the Bible's the main word; it's Trump. It's like that's the blasphemy. It's blasphemy. Is the Trump Bible? Me, you talk about me, similar taste in music. I kind of. Oh, my deck is over that side there. Look. Yeah, I do like my vinyl, as you probably could see. I've got boxes of the stuff upstairs as well. I just bring it out occasionally and see what's in there because I forget. My poor parents, yeah, I bet. Amherstburg. Amherstburg. Is that really how you pronounce it? Amherstburg. Blimey. I wouldn't know. Do you speak French? I live in France and my French is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I try. I really do try. I've had loads of lessons. I can still have loads of lessons. But don't sink in. I think I have like French dyslexia or something. I will only do tourism in Canada if I can bypass the United States. The USA is not a safe country. No, that it's not a safe country. You've got people in the United States who are actually either citizens or green card holders that have been, well, removed. If you speak out or support something that they don't agree with, they will come and get you. Fascism. Fascism 101. Oh, my Tinker's Lab, that's going to be going soon as well. Mad Monk. I've got another channel as well. Yeah, I've got 3 channels. They're not. This is the only one that's really properly monetized. I know actually the Woodwork one's monetized, but I don't get anything off it really. But or very little. But I'm trying to. I'm going to start building them up. Now my Tinker's Lab one is literally. I'm going to start ripping things apart. All right, just for fun, just see what's inside it. So I'm gonna be tinkering in my lab. That's where my lasers are, and that. But I use that for the woodworking. So I've got lasers and a CNC machine there. Yeah. So that'd be a laugh. Overhead cameras and all that sort of stuff, you know what I mean? And we're bashing stuff with big hammers. Destroying it with saws and, just to see what's inside. And also fixing stuff as well. Not just destruction. $60 for a fake leather Bible made in China. Yeah, I know. It's just... They've got all this stuff, all right? This Trump stuff. When you go into the White House, you've got the hats and all that sort of stuff. All this propaganda kind of, his merchandise. All the Trump merchandise in there. And then you also got flipping, what's his name? Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, with his eyes going up in different directions. And there's him, there's blooming Kash Patel hats and stuff, his merchandise. It's just ridiculous. They're using that White House as a way of it's a profiteer, really, aren't they? To sell their dodgy shit, like Teslas on the White House lawn, to sell a load of dodgy shit. It's just beggars belief. It really begs. We laugh about half this stuff, but it's not good, is it? Not when every other country is looking on the United States now and think it's a joke. They might be all kind of, diplomatic and, but they're laughing at it. They're laughing at it. They really are. It's just, they're shunning it. Now, France, Emmanuel Macron, he had a little speech the other day, telling people, don't worry about F-35s, go and buy our Rafales instead. Canada is rethinking their orders of the F-35 jets. They said, well, they don't want them now. Portugal, I think they've already cancelled them. It's literally destroying, businesses in the United States, munitions companies and stuff. The ones that lobby him. He's destroying their businesses. It's crazy. He's absolutely crazy. And now we've got, let's say, France is they're the second biggest. France is the second biggest exporter of arms in the world. The biggest obviously being the United States. But I won't be surprised they start taking the top, knocking them off their pedestal, maybe. Germany, there's a company called Rheinmetall that builds tanks. Their business since Donald Trump has been inaugurated has trebled. They're now looking for new factories to build these tanks, and they're looking on Volkswagen to help out as well. It's now worth more than this company's worth more than Volkswagen. It's triples in size. So the car manufacturing is kind of what happened before, isn't it? When you think about the Heinkels and what have you, car manufacturers in Germany, in the early 30s, and it's like the Heinkel bomber. That was a people carrier. That was a passenger plane. What they do? They ripped all the seats out, made them into bombers. He's destroying the reputation of the United States, and it's about trust. Why would you want a jet, for instance, or a missile? There's a possibility they're not going to send you the parts, or they won't support your purchases. That's a little bit dangerous when you say. I always thought it was a little bit crazy selling the bloody stuff to other countries, so they can fight you with them. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And it's all about money, but it's like football, all right? What if you got, I don't know, Chelsea Football Club? I reckon all the players should come from Chelsea, right? There's a purity, yeah. They come from all around the world, Why can't it doesn't feel right, because it feels to me that they're not fighting for Chelsea, are they? They're just fighting for the money. They used to have long shorts and tall socks, they did. Oh, they have cancelled their 35 deals. I thought they had. A lot of contracts we were doing in light armours and heavy artillery. Well, a lot of places are looking for new suppliers they can trust. And that's what Macron literally said in his speech. Rely on us. We're not going anywhere. We'll help you. You know, give us your money. You know, it's a bit like the flipping submarine deal. The AUKUS when France got shat on, didn't they? Because I think the French diesel. I think the diesel powered submarines, not the nuclear ones. There's and anyway, there was a deal behind the scenes that was negotiated with Boris Johnson. He put his oar in between Australia and the United States, but that's backfired on on Australia. It cost him 800 million in compensation to France because they cancelled the contract. They had to pay 800 million. And now the United States can't supply these submarines. Not in time, anyway. I say in time. There's big delays, massive delays. Meanwhile, France is now selling submarines, what have you, to oh crikey, of course, other countries. Crikey. I know they've got a nuclear submarine in Canada at the moment, on the coast of Canada. I can't remember what that's about, though. That's something to do with selling submarines, though. I think they're just there for some kind of event or something. Did you hear about the Moose Bear Company in Canada selling a pallet of 1,461 cans of beer? One for every day until Trump is out. No, I didn't hear about that. That's brilliant. Okay, Pandora, I can hear you. I've got Pandora in here. Do you want a doggy treat? Oh, here you go. No? You're not going to try, are you? Oh, damn it. She expects me to feed her. She does. To be fair to her, she's got bad hip. Yeah, that's funny. Did you hear about the fact that the United States is going to run out of beer? Not because it's running out of beer, but because it's going to run out of aluminium. Because these tariffs on Canadian, British aluminium and steel. They're going to run out of the stuff. So they got the aluminium to make the cans to put the beer in. You have to have it all on draft. Rheinmetall has a partnership with the Czech government, so I'm guessing that some tanks will be made as... Yes, that is very true, Steve McGowan. I think there's three countries involved with Rheinmetall regarding these tanks. France will sell us jets with more guarantees and without off switches. That's a good point. So you're talking about bricking, aren't you? Because that can happen. You see, a lot of these things require, I don't know about submarines and jets and stuff. I don't know if you brick them halfway through a flight, but that'd be a bit bad, wouldn't it? Dora! There you go, they are. She's got, funny little thing. The USA has beer, they have that kind of sipping stuff, horrible beer. A bit like the stuff I had to drink when I was on Ginger Island. Oh my god, that was the worst beer ever. That was horrendous. That was like 2.5%. There's one there about 3%, then one at 2.5%. It was awful stuff. I wasn't like drinking beer. That was like the only two beers you could get. I can't remember what they're called now. That was oh crikey. Oh, that stuff called us. Oh, anyway, that's shit. I like proper, strong beers. I like to taste my beer. And I'm half German. I bet you love your beer. Then do you love your beer? It's a strong, proper beer. You look like Malaga. Where am I from? I'm from Norfolk, in the United Kingdom, east of England. A bit that looks like an ass. Yeah, the flattest part of the country. Until you get on the push button, you realise it isn't. And it's it's quite nice. Quite a nice place, right? Norfolk Broads and all that. So yeah, I'm Norfolk, mate. I'm an Englishman in France. Yes, I'm in France. Yes, we escaped. Yes, we escaped before Brexit. We did, years ago, 2009. We moved here. Jack, that is ready, not beer for us. What's that? Jack. Foreign leaders need to never let them save face either once the plans collapse. Yes, they mustn't let them say. We need to. This is one thing about Mark Rutte that really annoyed me. He was going on about Russia and how, well, Russia will always be there, and oh, for God's sake, I was thinking to myself, it was painful to listen to. It really was, and I just think to myself, no. Vladimir Putin is, because of him, a lot of people have been murdered, been killed, haven't they? And I just thought, I can't, no. Just no. Although I do like it when I see things like, let's put this over here. What's that on there for? Okay, there we are.
You're lying! I'm a veteran and you don't give a fuck about me! Shut the fuck up!
This is happening all over the country. I bet somebody's voted for Trump.
You didn't take our house to get off of it! You don't get to do this to us! Fuck you!
So to be clear, I deeply value the contributions that
Just to be clear,
every day.
Let him speak. Let him.
you're lying! I'm a veteran and you don't give a fuck about me!
They don't, you're right, mate. They don't give a damn about you. They really don't. But it's kicking off everywhere now. It's Elon Musk protests. But we need grander protests. We need bigger protests. They need to be seriously held to account. They really do. And this is Mark Rutte. And he really peed me off. He certainly suckled on old Donald Trump's chocolate starfish. That he did.
Before you were Secretary General of NATO, you ran a European country. Would you be willing to do business again with Russia after this? Because we are hearing reports of things like maybe gas deals come back into play.
Well, I mean, I'm not there because, first of all, you have to maintain the pressure on the Russians to make sure that they do whatever is necessary. That's why we have the sanctions, and let's not be naive about the Russians. But longer term, Russia is there. I mean, Russia will not go away. And I've had many dealings with President Putin till 2014. In my first 4 years as Prime Minister, we had many negotiations. And I think it is normal if the war would have stopped for Europe to somehow, step by step, and also for the US, step by step, to restore normal relations with the Russians. But we are absolutely not there yet. We have to maintain the pressure on them to make sure that they are willing to engage seriously in talks with the American administration and, of course, also with the Ukrainians.
Before you were Secretary General.
No, I would say. No. Once bitten, twice shy. What, just give them more money so they can spend it on more weapons to use against us? No, you have to ostracize these people. You need to put them in a box. Make sure they can't afford shit. That's what you got to do. That's my opinion anyway, for what it's worth. But, it's just... I can't see it getting any better unless we actually stand up to it, and that I suppose, when you see these new tanks, and these are fantastic things, these are, Yeah, there you go.
I understand, Major, this weapon system is in the experimental stage, but I think you're going to be very impressed with the noise it produces. It's a powerful piece of equipment.
Colonel, I really urge you not to go ahead with this.
Ah, Major Ebersol, Major Thorne. Major Ebersol is the brain behind the hover tank. He's the one really responsible.
Thank you, sir.
Can we get on with this?
Of course. You good to go? All right, let's light this candle. Hooah!
Hooah!
You know, with all the base closings and downsizing all around the country, a lot of people here have been a little jumpy lately.
Ready, Colonel?
This is exciting.
I don't think these were made by Orion now. I think this might be a Tesla. Tesla tank. Why the hell can't you have a hover tank anymore? That's a great idea.
Still needs work.
Possible. Desert.
Fire!
Oh.
Of course.
That is a problem. Well, I suppose that might be a bit of an issue. No hover tanks then. Oh, John Candy. Oh, God, yeah, John Candy. Oh, God, I love John Candy. He died of heart attack, didn't he, years ago now? Yeah. This is an Elon Panzer tank. Oh, dear. It's hover tank. Yes, Dora, I can hear you. I can hear you. That is a funny movie. That really is. Still needs some work. Yes, I think it does. Maybe have some kind of anchor. Or a drag anchor or something. China's getting ideas, baby. Is that a Russian tank? Probably. No, the Russian tanks, what they do is they have all their shells stored around the rim, around the ring gear of the actual turret. So if you hit me in a certain place, the turret blows off. It's ridiculous. What's up, Dora? Do you want a wee? Do you go inside? What do you need? Oh, crikey. Hello, Dave McGinnis. Hope you're well. A long one, this live. Keep up the good work. Cheers, buddy. I was listening at work. Oh, hello there. Hope you're well. Dave McGinnis has got his channel as well. Indie Truck Davey. Pro Scottish Independence. I watched Tropes. Yes, I watched that. That's funny as well. Hey, Crystal. Hope you're well. And Jim Kit. Oh, crikey, yeah. Love those turret tosses, yeah. They just literally blow the turret straight off. Isn't the brightest move, is it? Anyway, talk about long streams and what have you. I am going to, because I've got stuff I've got to do before. There we go. Before I go to bed. So I've got to make schedule my videos for tomorrow, and actually, what's today? I should say, and also I need to go to bed because I'm getting really tired and my dog's pestering me. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining me. Yeah, crikey, Steve Martin was in that as well. I know. But what can I leave you with for the moment? Do 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 do. Trump. Oh, I do there. What's that one? Oh, crikey! Don't forget pork markets.
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
Pork markets. Oh, what we got over here? There you go. What was I doing down there? Blimey, there it is.
His insults about service members catching up with him.
He's
panicked.
us today.
Losers and suckers, he called us. Confirmed. Refusing to be seen with wounded warriors because it makes him queasy. Refusing to salute the fallen of World War I because he, quote, doesn't understand what was in it for them. Because he was afraid his dye job might run in the rain faster than he ran to a quack doctor when the draft board called his number. Comparing his sexploitations with the likes of Jeffrey Epstein to the sacrifice of those who went in his place to Vietnam. Now, maybe the greatest insult of all, turning a military cemetery visit into a political stunt with cameras in tow. In Section 60, one of the most hallowed acres of all, and when an Army civilian official told them they were breaking federal law that bans politics and campaign cameras, Trump thugs verbally and physically assaulted her. Disgusting. Donald Trump, the grave markers veterans and military families drop a knee to, are not your political props. They represent the heroes we served alongside. Men and women you could never measure up to. Friends who lived and died by the oath we all swore to uphold. Something you will never understand, and why we're doing our damnedest to make sure no service member ever has to salute you as Commander-in-Chief ever again.
We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
350, it does look like we're going to have an ad hoc march stepping off here. There's a crowd surge heading east.
Mike Pence, I hope you're going to stand up for the good of our Constitution and for the good of our country. And if you're not, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. I will tell you right now.
We're going to give riot warnings as soon as the outriders here. We're going to give riot warnings. We're going to try to get compliance, but this is now effectively a riot.
49 hours declaring it a riot.
5 to 50 be advised. They're trying to breach and get to the Capitol.
Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line!
We have a breach of the Capitol. Breach of the Capitol to the upper level.
Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution.
Bring out Pence. Bring out Pence. Bring out Pence.
We can't hold this. We're going to get too many people. Look at this vantage point, man.
We're trying to hold the upper deck. We're trying to hold the upper deck down.
We need an area for the House members. They're all walking over now through the tunnels.
We need to move down.
Copy.
If we lose any more time, we may lose the ability to leave. So if we're going to leave, we need to do it now. We lost the line. We lost the line. All MPD, pull back. All MPD, pull back and deal for back.
H208 with 4 members. The door's barricaded. There's people flooded the hallways outside. We have no way out.
Officers still remaining on the house floor, so we can secure the members on the other side. Copy. Officers down! Get them up! Get them up!
And if I win, I will be looking very, very strongly about pardons. And I mean full pardons with an apology to many, an apology. They were peaceful people. These were great people. The crowd was unbelievable. And I mentioned the word love, the love in the air. I've never seen anything like it.
This is a Trump rally. If you don't like it, don't come here to protest. Don't come if you're uneducated and you don't know what you're talking about.
You would rather they just didn't come here?
I would rather them not come here.
Are you a fan of the First Amendment?
Absolutely. You know, the right to bear arms. Look, this is...
That's not the First Amendment.
No, the Fourth Amendment, but I'm saying...
That's not the Fourth Amendment either.
Which one is it?
Which one do you want to know? The right to free speech, the First Amendment?
First Amendment, freedom of speech.
And you love the right to bear arms. Which amendment do you think that is?
I thought it was the Fourth. I could be...
It's the Second Amendment.
Okay, well...
How big of a fan of it are you?
Of
the Second Amendment?
I carry. That's what I know.
You didn't know which amendment it was?
No, I didn't.
Am I dreaming?
No.
An example of it, actually, we just launched a campaign, right, in Silicon Valley, just talking about, our companies, what they were doing. Some of our ministers were out there the other week, and it was a huge success, right? And there's, what's called Unicorn, what's it called? Yeah, Unicorn Kingdom, right? So there's a whole campaign around it. We're in the process of doing it. And actually the feedback, I've had all these messages from people, the feedback from people out there who have all started to notice all these things and are feeding back to us. And we've tried doing it in a slightly more funky way this time, and it definitely seems to be working.
Nigel's a model, you know what I mean, and he does his little turn on the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah, he does his little turn on the catwalk. Get him off, Nigel. I'm too sexy for my cat, too sexy for my cat. Poor pussy cat. Oh, too sexy for my love, love's going to leave me.
But new.
Now, I mean, if ever there was something to cheer up Nigel Farage, surely it was that.
It's nearly 7 years now, and I want to change subjects since we voted for Brexit. And people have argued about what the benefits are, and finally we found out yesterday. It's real ale. Whoop-de-doo! I mean, isn't that rather embarrassing?
Oh, yes, my friend.
Almost pathetic.
Special place in hell.
But that's what we can point to. Look, we can set our own tariffs for real ale in pubs.
A Brexit pub guarantee. Well, how about that?
Toodaloo, I got a video dropping at, 12 o'clock UK time. But for now, I'm going to go to bed. Toodaloo. I just said that, didn't I? Oh, blimey, I'm losing my mind. Quite easy, you know.